Good day. It is about 20 degrees on a noon hour Sunday, and today I'm in the south part of Edmonton trying out this McTaggart Sanctuary. This was an area I tried to get into in the winter, and it didn't look like the trails were very well defined as far as winter walking. Actually, it was probably late winter, early spring, and there was just a lot of ice around that made it difficult to traverse. So I thought I'd give it a shot today. Okay, there's a trail going that way that parallels the houses. Well, let's carry on straight first. See where that takes us. Haven't filmed any walking lately. I did 2 or 3 walks last week, not long ones, just in the neighborhood, not worth filming. And now today is my first walk that hopefully will be of some significance. We've had a lot of rain lately, so I've doused myself in bug spray. Hopefully that keeps them away. We'll just head down this muddy trail right now. It's nice as soon as you get down in the trees, hear the noise of the Anthony Henday to my left starts to die out a bit. You can see in the trail here the runoff has etched a little crevice in this path, so I gotta be careful of that. As per usual, something is sore today. Today it's my left ankle. It's been that way for a couple days, so we are going to walk it off. And I do see a lot of mosquitoes around. Didn't walk yesterday because I was at my daughter's and she's been having a squirrel issue to the point where one of her soffits fell out. So I went up on the roof there and just stuck my head in there and started digging and digging and digging and pulling out pounds and pounds of pine cones, and had to actually shovel it off the roof and onto the ground, and she filled, I'm sure it was 8 big garbage bags full of pine cones that some industrious squirrel had been stuffing up in her, just hold on a second here. Thought that was a tent, but looks like it's they're doing some kind of erosion control for the Whitemud Creek. I don't know how long it had been going on with that squirrel, or squirrels, but my God, so much. So I was pulling it out, and the squirrel was actually coming onto the roof of the house to survey my activities. And then as I was doing stuff, my daughter was on the ground, and ooh, it's muddy in here, and she looked up and went, oh, squirrel went into another part of her eaves or soffit. So I had to try and spray foam and screen off that spot. So, but she said last night that she had some spray foam down on her deck, so I'm not sure if that squirrel chewed away at the spray foam already or what. So she'll have to keep an eye on it, and I'll have to go back out and re-inspect and see what the little bugger's been doing. Look, what used to be a basement Interesting. Made out of rocks and maybe some cement, but mostly rocks. That's neato. Holy crap. Somebody come in here with a wolf? So yeah, that was my walk yesterday, was climbing up and down the ladder several times. And trying to screen off entry points from a squirrel. It was warm enough to wear shorts today, but I'm glad I put on my exercise black jeans. With the amount of mosquitoes I see flying around. And lots of mud. Depending on how soft, mud is sometimes easier to traverse than what the ice was when I was here last spring and couldn't even get in here. There's another dirty squirrel. Go away. I don't know what you're good for other than wrecking people's property. Many different trails in here. I'm just gonna keep on keeping on to the right. Really gotta be careful around here unless you want to be ankle deep in mud. That's where the mosquitoes breed. And what have we come to here? It's almost like an old sand pit. Kind of looks like the way the dirt is anyway, like the hoodoos in Drumheller. Bug in behind my glasses. Hate that. People must have been having a little bush party. I don't know where this really goes, but we'll just look around, I guess. A few different fires have been going on here. Interesting. Not really a trail now. Pick my own path, I guess. Some patriotic person hung a Canadian flag in a tree. Well, down there's a fence line. So this must border private property or something. It almost looks like years of dumping. I'm not sure if this is natural or they were using this as a dirt dump. It's pretty big though. Wonder if they preserved this land because it was too hard to develop. That's usually the case. It's not a matter of, oh, we need to keep the space pristine. For all I know, I'm walking all over some kind of enviro dump. Well, this, I believe, is a trail off into the trees again. Let's see how easy it is to get down here. Yeah, just the way it looks like it was an old dumping ground for soil and stuff. But if you add the word sanctuary to the end of the name of the place, then, you know, I guess you're just making it seem like it's nice and pristine. Yeah, I'm not really getting anywhere walking around all of this stuff. So I think I'm going to head back to where the trail was, and there are some offshoot trails that I can take. Nice little muddy pond there. Gross. Well, let's scale this mountain of dirt and get back to the trail. Some of this is a little slippy. Bet somebody's sad they lost that. Looks like it still has some in it. Okay, that was a trail. Let's go back where we came and take some of the offshoot trails to our left when we get to one. Let's see if I can get back down this part of the trail without sliding on my buttock. This mud is slippery, as you would expect with mud. These trails aren't really made for prime time, if you will, not really maintained. I think it's just people walking through here that kind of keeps the trail clear. And it may not be a place where people want to come in the winter, so that's why I couldn't get in here earlier this year. That hill turned out to be no problem, but I just tripped over a tree root there. There are some kind of cleared areas in here, but I don't think it's places people are actually walking frequently. Looks like somebody made a bench here so that you could sit and ponder and look at the Whitemud Creek, which is looking kind of full. You probably can't tell from here, but maybe we'll be able to get closer to it. Somebody's been clearing up deadfall and setting it aside. And somebody coming on a bike. I believe I freaked him out as he rode by. He wasn't expecting anyone to be standing there. Maybe I should have just jumped out in front of him and see what would have happened. So basically we're backtracking the way we came completely. And here is a trail here we can take. Let's see where it goes. I believe this will get us closer to the creek. I hear water flowing. Looks like a beaver dam over there. Let's just give you a little babbling brook ASMR. Lots of runoff right now. All the rain we've had. And I'm already at the end of this trail. Don't know if that's an actual beaver dam over there or just a bunch of loose sticks and trees plugging up the creek. Created quite the pond here though. Just doubling back now the way we came. We'll pick up another trail that's higher up the hill. It was nice to get right down by the creek though. Whitemud Creek if you're interested. That one eventually flows into the North Saskatchewan River down at Fox Drive and I think that's Whitemud Park. Back on the main trail. Just take a picture of this old basement. Obviously wasn't a very big house, but it was something. Been abandoned there for a long time. The size of the trees growing out of it. Like 30 years or more. Time to climb this hill again. Most of these trails just seem to, at a height, connect to the edge of the creek. Ooh, this is going to be a good climb. Didn't feel like it coming down. Didn't notice that fence line there as I was heading down. And a fence over there. Oh. Yeah, I'm huffing and puffing. Well, let's hit this trail that parallels the backsides of these houses. This looks like a gated seniors complex. Or over 55. It's usually what they are when they look like this. People like to feed the birds around here. But you're also just feeding rodents and get them hanging around your house when you're doing that. I guess it's not so bad in the trees here, but these birds need to fend for themselves too. I know I keep harping on that, but too much human intervention for all these years. It's a big complex. I've been walking for a long time here, and they're still just getting to the end of it actually. So those look like duplexes. So you only have one adjoining wall, but it is a tight community. Nice green space though. Ooh, humidity's getting to me today. Okay, I'm in at the end of this complex. Oh, there's my car parked over there. I think it's too soon to quit though. Let's see what's down here. This just looks like an abandoned road. Yeah, I haven't quite got 3 kilometers in yet, so let's keep plugging away. Maybe this will be a little urban exploring too. So it looks like they're building a big apartment building here. I know that because there it is. I don't know if that's just a holding area for their dirt and equipment. Probably. Kind of ruins the ravine though. However, that's kind of dead space over there anyways. I'm going to assume that's underground parking. I love looking at construction sites. Don't ask me why. Maybe because it provides me more questions than answers. 66 dwelling, multi-unit housing. And not the safest place to walk either. I don't think I can, well, let's see if there's a trail back there. Somehow I doubt it, but you never know. Ooh, that was gushy. There is the pipeline going back here, but well, there we go. No trail for me. What have other people been doing around here? Not much. There's kind of a mess in there. People have been going down there. I'm going to hold off because there's another spot in one of these neighborhoods you can get to the trail. Look at them big ass mushrooms. Can you eat those? And while you're commenting whether you can eat those or not, don't forget to subscribe and give me the old thumbs up, like. Let's follow the wall here instead of the road. And share and all that. All those good things. Do what you're gonna do. Yeah, as the sun beats down on this damp grass, you can just feel the humidity wafting up. That's why I'm happy I have air conditioning at home. Beat off all that sweaty moisture. See lots of people with these cedar or pine, probably pine shakes that are starting to curl up. Houses these sizes, I bet that's a huge cost. I see this house went with a clay tile. A couple of them went with clay tiles. Next best thing to, I don't know, maybe your pine or cedar roof. No worry about hail damaging that, probably. Okay, this house here, they're asking $3 million for. Is quite the palatial looking palace. 6 bedrooms, 5 baths, 7,500 square feet. Everything you need for $3 million. Plus it backs onto the ravine. Those garage doors are blue. This is a very quiet neighborhood in the land of $3 million houses. Doesn't seem like anybody's home. They're off at work trying to afford the house. I think I've said that before. Sideways garages too. Boo! Let's see where this takes us. Okay, brought us to the ravine. Well, let's just follow the path by the houses, because I know it leads me to one that kind of goes down to the ravine area, or down to the creek. That's an interesting roof on that house. Almost looks like rubber. Maybe it is. Okay. Ooh. Look at the size of their yard. Is this another one of those communities? Yeah, it looks like it. That's a big green space. Okay, this is the one I went down in the winter or early spring and practically skated down and wondered how I was going to get back up again. But I vowed to come back when it was walkable, so here I am. Another nice little viewpoint. And I see the creek is running that way now. So it must have come from that way, and then it makes that left turn and flows, but it's going to come around those trees, and when we go down the hill it'll be flowing that way. Pretty snaky creek. This, again, the easy part. We'll have to make our way up this again. Feels like a 30% grade here. A few yellow leaves on the ground, but we're not seeing an early fall yet. If it stayed like this for the rest of summer, I would be absolutely okay with that. I don't know what the temperature is now. It's probably around 23. All this grass is wet here. We're going all downhill here. In the winter there was a trail in the snow here. This all looks pretty grown in. Looks like something bedded down there for the night. Oh, look at these 5-foot tall weeds. Okay, Blue Jay, I didn't mean to bother you. Just trying to get down to the creek here. Yeah, it doesn't look like a lot of people are coming down here. When you come here in the winter, at least it's packed and the creek is mostly frozen, so you can cross it. I don't think you can cross it now. Again, the walls of these ravines just look like they're ready to fall down at any time. Lots of sand here. Pile of seagulls circling up there. I wonder what that means. Food source, maybe? There you go. That was some more Whitemud Creek ASMR. Now I was thinking, geez, I'm so hot. I wish I had worn shorts, but as I'm slogging through these 4 to 5 foot high weeds, I'm glad I didn't. So again, I was the smartest guy on the face of the planet for that. Now we get to climb the hill again for that little view of the creek and try and get out of here without falling into it. Creek almost looks like it's flowing high enough that you could I'm lost here, that you could kayak in it. I doubt that's really true, but okay, where's the trail? Oh, here we go. I don't even know what I'm walking through. For all I know, I'm going through poison ivy or something. Yes, this is not a very commonly used trail, that's for sure. Let's see where this little trail takes us before we start making our way up the hill. Just another view of the creek. It is very natural in here, for sure. Lots of squirrel activity, blue jays. And I'm sure there's larger animals hiding in the trees right now. And as I was walking through here, lots of bee activity too. They must like these yellow flowers as well as the purple ones on the thistle. Okay, gonna make our way up that hill again. Okay, let's try and pace ourselves going up this hill. Should be a lot easier than last time, where that time I was taking 4 steps and sliding back 3. This will just be a straight on uphill. Made it. Didn't stop. I don't know what's harder, climbing up a hill like that or stairs. Really gets the old ticker pounding though. Someone had a fire pit going back there. It smelled nice. Nice to see in the summer you can have a fire. The conditions are low right now, which is nice. And nobody said anything about my new sunglasses. Thanks a lot. These were online sunglasses I got from Zenny. It's a company you can buy your eyeglasses from. 150 bucks delivered. They take your prescription input, your distance from pupil to pupil, and glasses measurements, all that, and lens types, you know, mine are progressive, and I wanted sunglasses. So prescription glasses, sunglasses for 150 bucks. I think that's at least half of what lens crafters would charge. Something flew up my nose. My only complaint about them is I thought I ordered dark gray lenses. You seem kind of brown. but they're doing a fine job of filtering out the sun, so whatever. And you can get all the same coatings and everything that LensCrafters offers, which I did. And I figured, wind it up. Let's get all the goodies for 150 bucks. And I'm seeing just fine out of them. Put them right on, didn't have to adjust them or anything. And I've been wearing them for 2 hours and not squeezing my head or anything. So to me, that is a good deal. The key is making sure you get the right size of glasses for your head. And they tell you how to measure and what the size of the frames are and all that good stuff. Not a sponsor, but so far I'm impressed with their product. I must have sweat through my bug spray because they're biting me through my shirt now. Blood-sucking bastards. Essentially backtracking the way we came. I'm on my way back to my car. I think I've had just about enough for today. Probably been out here by the time I get to the car an hour and a half. And I got things to do. Spent too much time editing this morning. I should have been out here early. Of course I never am I? Other than a couple times so far. Do we remember this fence? Maybe. I can't remember where I came into this area. So that, I had to walk down the street for a ways. Oh, okay, that's where it says trail closed. So I guess I missed my turnoff. Wow. That's a nice Tuscan or Spanish style house there. I'd take that in a hot minute. And trip over a tree stump. Okay, well, people have been cheating, so we'll see what happens. They've been trying to keep people out, but idiots like me keep coming through. Let's see why they've got it closed. I see signs about bank erosion. Just part of the whole hillside sloughing off. I think people have been squeezing through here. Let's see how bad it is. Yep, she's falling in. Okay, well, let's go back to where I was supposed to turn off. Good news is, I can still fit through a gap like that. Barely. But give me some credit, eh? This whole weight loss thing is stagnated. Maybe I'm gaining muscle like my wife says. God, she's so positive and upbeat. I don't think I agree with her. Starting to hear the traffic noise too, so we're getting close to the highway. I think this is the backyard of the $3 million house. Did it look like that? I think it was kind of a Spanish stucco style. Big yard. Not my style of house. The one next door to it was the one that I would be attracted to if I had $3 million to spend. Egads, I went way out of my way. just kept following the gravel and mud trail. Okay, this was supposed to be my turnoff. I remember those mounds of dirt, which either somebody put there or are ants. Yeah, with a red clay tile roof. I think that was the one backyard I showed. Houses are in deep too. These are some nice sized lots. And that's the house I like the backside of. Straight on garage too. Well, when I get my lottery winnings, I may have to knock on their door and say, hey, you moving anytime soon? This one's quite elegant looking too. It has sideways garages, but it has a big courtyard, so that might not be so bad. I'm thinking I like those garage doors too. Look at that Porsche four-door sedan or hatchback or whatever it is. Sorry to say, when they came out with that, they lost their soul. But you gotta give people what they want. And people were looking for four-door vehicles, and I guess when you're young, you've got the sports Porsche, and then I think I gotta go out here. And then you can have a family and get the four-door sedan Porsche. Almost an abomination to me. Let's follow this fence line again. Those nice houses are in Brook Hollow. Even a kilometer away though, those nice houses still get urban noise like that from the highway. This road along here is pretty quiet, but it is still a main feeder road. Beggars can't be choosy, right? And I think, you know, if you're on the back side of your house, the noise might be muted a little bit. We nearly backed on to Whitemud Drive in Edmonton, and it drove me nuts. Just the constant noise and the dust and stuff that just kind of comes up over the houses and lands on your house and everything. I did not like it. Would have been better off financially if we had stayed there, but if you're not happy where you're living, it doesn't matter how much money you got. And we probably would have done something stupid anyway, so we would have had more winter holidays, that's for sure, instead of none. And then I might have been 300 pounds trying to lose weight. Okay, through the mush again. She's gushy. Well, this was a good walk. A little foresty, a little bit of creekside, and some urban exploring. Ooh, that's a nice cool breeze. It's just kind of letting you know that fall is just on the verge. The Jeep seems so close, yet so far away. Okay, almost to the Jeep. Well, let's see how we did today. Okay, that was 6.5 kilometers in how long here? An hour and 39 minutes. Not the greatest pace, but it was good overall. Ankles held up, but they're kind of sore right now. So we'll have to get over that for sure. And it was a beautiful day. Right now it is 22 degrees, so a perfect day for a walk like this. Until the next one. Oh, I did 10,000 steps as well. Bye-bye.